Keith, going into the new season, Halifax around the corner, how's pre-season gone for the lads?
Really good. It's always good to get to that first game of the season. It's been especially good this year because we've actually had 2 pre-season games. Normally Mark Aston, he don't like his pre-season games, so we normally go into this first game quite cold. So we've had a good run out against Hull FC, good run out against Doncaster, so Halifax is always going to be a tough one, so it was always good to get them under his belt going into this game.
Almost answered it there. 2 friendlies, one against the Super League club and one against the League One club. Good to test ourselves before the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I thought we played really well against Hull FC, and it was good to see that they had some starters for the Super League team, having some of the big guns. Dwyer, when he came on, it was just another level, and I think that showed a little bit of the class in their team. But our boys fronted up and they played really well and ran some good shapes. Against Doncaster, defensively, I thought we were a bit scratchy. Some of his edge defenders ended up biting in a little bit when they didn't need to, but they're the relationships that they're starting to build. Offensively, I thought we'd probably run some really good shapes. The halfbacks are starting to play nice and direct, and Bishop's at the fullback is starting to read them a little bit more.
From a centre's point of view, how good is it to see the progression of Ryan Johnson over the last couple of years? Obviously he's one shooting star, I think, the last 2 years as well, and he's started well again.
Yeah, he wasn't shooting star by default, he won't mind me saying this, but we didn't have anybody else young enough last season. But I like Ryan. His quality, he just needs to now take that step up. He's been here a few years, he's been in our system, and he now needs to start establishing himself as a starting centre. Obviously Chris Wellham's getting a little bit older now, so he needs to be knocking on his heels and potentially looking at pushing him out.
Finally, a word on the Panthers. We know what to expect from him after his games against them last year.
Yeah, their spine's playing really well, very direct, and the edge plays well. They're obviously in the World Cup, and he can run, he can motor. Woodburn all at full back as well, so they've got some threats out wide, and then you've got Tangata in the middle, who's a great ball playing forward, who's a major threat. He can pass, he can run, and he can run hard, but he's also got that offload game as well.